Good afternoon, Regina.
Good afternoon, Anna.
I want to jump straight into learning more about you and the organization that you work for. Could you please tell us?
Yes, sure. IBX Business Network is a Swedish-based company that was acquired by Capgemini 4 years ago, 2010, and has among 300 employees. We are working in the procurement space, and they're prominently with indirect goods and services from the complete process perspective, source to pay. And our delivery is completely cloud-based, so we are offering a cloud service in terms of technology as well as with related services.
Yeah.
When it comes to my person, I'm working with procurement services and procurement technology basically since 1999 and held their various positions within product management as well as in consulting. I'm currently responsible for the product portfolio management of the IBX purchase to pay offering.
Yeah, and talking about purchase to pay, because in Sweden we say a dear child has many names, and purchase to pay, source to pay, procure to pay. What is your definition of P2P or S2P?
Yeah, our definition of this purchase to pay is actually an operational transactional procurement here. And that starts basically with the requisitioning. And then, of course, it goes into the approval process. It goes into the sending of the purchase order to the suppliers. The suppliers are able to send order responses, to send advanced shipment notifications and invoices. And then, of course, it's also on the receiving side of the buying company to receive the invoices and finally have a ready to be paid track a record of the purchase into an invoice.
Mm. And you've worked within this area quite a lot, and obviously organization too. What development have you seen in the market in recent years?
Yeah, first of all, as we have basically come into life on the cloud-based delivery, that is of course the first trend, and it's still on. We started out with cloud-based delivery in 2000 as a company, and really promoting this as a service that comes on top of what you have in your company. You don't have to worry about cost. It's flexibilizing cost. It is actually fast implementation times that are related to cloud-based delivery, as well as that you don't have to care about IT problems. You don't need to discuss IT problems, but rather really focus on what is important to fill the content, the system with content. So this is really what makes you be able to be fast and have a fast return on investment. And you can basically complement whatever you have in your system landscape today with several cloud opportunities. And that's also how we offer our products to clients. Mm-hmm. Second trend that I see today is really about usability, and that starts with consumerization. That is really important for end users. They experience in their day-to-day life that they can buy things online, and they just want to have it the same way when they purchase things for their company and for their professional life. So they don't understand really why it's so complex to have another process in the professional life than what they actually have in their daily life. And that, of course, also comes with content. In order to attract the users in your company, you actually need to deliver content, have attractive catalog content in there, as well as providing help when a end user can't find anything that they need to progress with their professional work. Then it's about accessibility. You really don't sit anymore at your desk all the time in your professional life, but you rather go out. You are traveling. You work from home. You work late hours and so forth. So it's really about also bring your own device piece. It is about accessibility anywhere, anytime, basically, that you should provide as a procurement department to your end users to have it attractive. And the third big trend that I see is that you actually want to have an end-to-end closed loop procure to pay cycle. So whenever you start this process, why don't also end it based on what you have started on? So there is so much value in just being able to flip an order into an invoice, both for the supplier to make it right from the start. Don't bother you as a buying customer with exceptions, and send the invoice that is fully coded, that is containing the right prices and is correct basically from the start to your buying customer. So it creates a customer satisfaction from the supplier side to the buying organization, as well as, of course, being able to, for you as a procurement officer, showing to accounts payable that is really worth it to have everything within the PO and then cater for the full cycle, that they basically can shorten their cycle times in AP, that they can basically realize early payment discounts, that they can avoid penalties in their processes. So really providing value in this end-to-end procurement to pay process is that I see as a trend.
Yeah. You talk a lot about making procurement everybody's business, and P2P projects are really matrix projects that are often implemented in function-divided organizations. How do you visualize the need of stakeholder management and change management in order to make it happen?
Yeah. So first of all, I fully agree. We have been basically also faced with this topic by our customers, and that goes in making procurement everybody's business. There is so many stakeholders in there. It's the end users that actually want to, as fast as possible, find stuff that they need in the procurement space, and don't really like being bothered by the procurement process. So if you make it as easy as possible for them to comply, they will actually do it and not find for more troublesome workarounds. Then you have the finance department basically that you can satisfy with your approach of an end-to-end procurement process. You have the suppliers as stakeholders as well in there. So it's really, they also, if they get very good information from you, can collaborate with you in the procurement process. They appreciate that very much. So it's really procurement is everybody's business, basically. When it comes to companies and how these projects can be handled internally into implemented it, we still see that there is a siloed approach. So very often, and even an end-to-end process is evaluated by either procurement or by finance. So to break this up and to really work jointly, look at procurement as a holistic view. That is something that is very important to understand, and basically that is what is creating success. So it is true that it is very much about matrix projects within when implementing end-to-end process. But that also means that getting stakeholder buy-in is so important in this whole process. And that is also reflected from the feedback that we get from CPOs. We ran a survey with CPOs lately, and basically their reply was, of course, they want to see productivity gains. They want to see compliance. They want to have more spend on the management and happy users. But on top of that, it's all about getting stakeholder buy-in. So this is really very important as a topic to manage within such matrix projects.
Yeah. And when you talk about these quite large projects, including a lot of different stakeholders, and comparing it with your offering, what is that offering and for whom is it suitable?
We offer a modular procurement to pay offering. So we offer a module that is called Spend Capture, and that is really when you have an e-procurement system already installed, you can leverage whatever you have there, and you put on top search capability, you put on top consumerized usability, you put on top rich content, and you put on top an easy connectivity towards the suppliers for collaboration, tight collaboration with them. If you have not an e-procurement system, or whether you want to go really cloud-based, we can also offer you e-procurement support based on a best practice pre-configured process template that is really fast to install and gives fast ROI. And then the end point of this is also about invoice capturing. So we offer here an easy to implement solution for the supplier side as well as for the buyer side. We cater for your formats, we cater for the capabilities of the suppliers being able to send invoices, and we do pre-matching and enrichment here and be tax compliant. So that's our offering here, connected to services that we deliver to technology, on top of the technology as well, to large enterprises, to upper mid-market that acts globally, and that is cross industries. Basically, we have a wide variety of industries we serve with this solution.
And in your family, you also work a lot with BPO, business process outsourcing. How does that come into play in this discussion?
And when you look at the technology base, then there is still, of course, work left. So you can partly engage with your end users in order to provide them a consumerized user interface and the rich content I talked about. But then somebody needs to be there to fill it with content. And somebody needs to be there, for example, to provide a service desk in case end users can't find what they need and actually want to ad hoc purchase something. So this is when BPO comes into play in the procurement area. So here we can actually help out with the right staffing, with pre-configured processes, with actually tailor-made role to these processes in order to support the delivery of the procurement, everybody's business to the customer. Yeah. The same goes for the invoice area, of course. So we can help here with processing invoices in terms of getting the approval done, and also matching invoices to the POs if needed, and provide the right staffing with the right role basis.
And I mean, there is no doubt that there are loads of CPOs and CFOs and other managers that really want to tap into these possibilities from various points of views. Finally, what is your advice for those managers wanting to elaborate further on what is possible? What would you like to tell them?
Yeah, I think my advice would be really to have a look at procurement as from a holistic point of view, as a thing that really involves everybody, and managing the stakeholders in there is key for you as a CPO in order to be freed up from operational tasks and really contribute to the strategy of your company and drive things forward that are strategically important. So with a very good stakeholder management, you can actually satisfy the CEO with profitability gains. You can actually have the CFO make him happy with savings because you drive compliance with end users only using the system and buy according to processes. You can have the CTO also happy because they can leverage existing investment and just build on top of that a cloud-based solution. You can actually increase your productivity for yourself as a CPO. And all in all, this actually creates savings. It does actively create productivity gains, but more it actually frees you up from being a policing function and making sure that everybody is complying to processes and really have, based on happy users that you have in the process, have the time to focus on strategic tasks and really be on top of what the business actually requires.
And thus creating true business impact, which is of course great. Well, thanks a lot, Regina, and thank you for talking to me, and good luck with your work.
Thank you a lot, Anna.
Thank you.
Happy to have this interview. Thank you.
Bye.